would you say that this is like our
It's like a
well
behind the scenes.
BTS, if you would, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pissing me off that you're smaller now.
Do you want me to like? I could let me. All right, I'm a little
No,
scared if I
no, no,
move. I
let's let it
move
rock.
it.
Let's let it
I
rock. Let's let it
move
rock.
the angle. It's gonna shift, itself, my man.
Maybe I need to specify myself, and that's what the whole point of these behind the scenes bullshits are for. I felt like we needed it because for the past couple weeks and
Mm-hmm.
and all the recordings that we have, they've always been different because it's a new guest, it's a new guest, it's a new guest, it's a new lady. And I'm like, damn, like I don't really get to talk to my boy the same way that we used to. Cause it's just been we've been objective based every week after week, right?
We have, as we are evolving the podcast, you think about the things that we are going to be moving away from. And not that the podcast is going to be significantly different in terms of like our personal dynamic, but, it's one of those things where like I think of a video game and you've kind of hit the end point of this chapter or like this map. And now you're going to be leaping forward into like the next location and it's like a completely new territory. But you spent a lot of time honing your skills and sandboxing, like I said, in this area. My metaphor for it is commencement. It's the end of one thing and the start of something new. And I'm gonna miss, these opportunities that we had where we get to kind of riff off each other. And it's just, like it's me and you, like brothers basically doing this thing.
We're gonna get back to it though. Don't fuck around.
Oh yeah, I'm
After
not
all the guests have been passed through, then we will eventually land on somebody and
I know.
then we will redevelop this. What is this? What do I call it?
This partnership of ours.
Not this partnership, but this new dynamic. That's
This
really
new
what I want to
dynamic.
say.
Yeah. So thinking about the future and just reflecting about like what's happened so far. I mean, how many people have we had, in total for like our guest? Was it 5, 6? I think we've been going back to back.
You talking about how many have aired or how many have we recorded? What are you asking?
Just aired in total. Well, actually, how many we're gonna have in total in terms of guests?
I think it's
since
gonna
we
be
sent out, like-
six ladies in total, and for the most part, I mean, I don't want to say for the most part, all of them have been great. All of them have really been great, in their own different and special ways. It's very interesting to go through this experience as an experiment. Also, like thinking about it, like we had it in our minds that some girls were going to perform a certain way and then they surprised us. We had certain things where like, oh, we thought it was going to be a really, really great connection and it kind of wasn't, so it's kind of all over the place. I can't say it's all been sunshine and rainbows. Like there will be one clear winner, of course.
Mhm.
It's been a very interesting experience going through the experiment with you and with all the different ladies for real. And I can't wait to finish off the other recordings we have left and then kind of just get back into our groove of just talking, because by the third week it's almost like the show has dynamically changed because we are, and not to make it sound like that, but it almost makes it feel like a weird game show almost, where the episodes are different from like the other episodes in the beginning of the whole shit. But I digress. Bro, what's been going on with you, man? I feel like I haven't talked to you in a bit. What's happening with you? Like,
Really? I feel like I literally saw you yesterday.
yeah.
But October flew by so fast, man. Like I was literally just talking to my dad about that yesterday. Like, there's so many things going on with the podcast, which has been like great in terms of feedback and just people like chiming in, telling us like, some really wonderful things. And I'm excited, like to feel a little bit more of that love and that return of, that energy that I feel like we're sending out into the ether. And sometimes, we're never sure that it's ever going to come back to us, but it has. For the most part, just pretty active. I feel like every weekend there's been something going on. But yeah, the thing that's really been going on in my mind, I feel like every week goes by so fast. And I hope it's not going too fast in a way that like I kind of just want things to slow down just a little bit. Because
that's why we're
again,
doing this recording. I feel like we're going so fast that like by
yeah,
the end of the year, we're just going to get lost in it.
yeah, today I took most of the day to just like kind of collect myself just because there wasn't like any opportunity to kind of like slow down for a bit. Yeah, man, I feel like as November starts, it's reflective. You know, we've always talked about, especially me bringing up like my birthday coming up, and as we get into November, and then it's colder, and also daylight savings time kind of switching up everything. Like now, I feel like everything's, you know, I have like a little bit more time in some respects, but also I kind of miss the daylight. I feel like November is kind of a transition month. Like it's the again end of one thing and the start of something new. And yeah, that's just I feel like that's really been kind of the premise or the feeling for me the past few weeks and especially leading into this month. How about you, man? Like what's going on your end?
Honestly, I've been, I think it dawned upon me very, very recently that this is going to be a fucking amazing end to the year. I'm really excited for whatever reason for the holidays. It almost, I just know that it's going to feel warm. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good holidays. It's going to be so lit. Like, I feel like I'm a kid again almost in a sense of that. Like, it's going to be a really, really exciting time. I can't wait for the jazz piano holiday tracks to come on and play and make me feel like it's the holidays and Christmas once again.
Hmm.
Oh, man. I feel good. I just, it's just a moment to share the goodness in it right now. Like, we kind of really don't have like a clear goal for for tonight's convo at all, but I just felt like we needed this.
The thing that also kind of comes in my mind again is not really anxiety, but just some nervousness. Well, maybe a little anxiety, like just feeling anxious about what's coming next. You know, I mean,
Well, what are
things
you
are always
anxious
going
about?
so. I don't know. You know, for many years, and I don't know if you go through this. I don't know how many like other people go through this that are listening, but sometimes in my head, I get a little anxious when I feel like things are going good. Things are going good, and I can't help but feel sometimes that like, wait, something is supposed to balance it out because like not everything's gonna be always like a high note, a high note. There's always gonna be like some low thing. And not that there always will be, but I feel like as someone our age and growing up, there's always a part of me that's in like this whole, well, shit could happen. Like there's always like this sense of not survivor mode, but you know, feeling that I just need to be ready in case something happens. I mean, look, you know, we've gone through so much, I think, in our lifetime. Like we've had a pandemic, we've had like economic crises, you know, right? Again, just these things would always kind of be there looming overhead. And then for the first time in a while, things are progressing in a really good way. And, you know, I just
You're not used to it.
again, I'm not used to it. And maybe I've just been so used to like always having to like scrape
Watch.
around and just be
Yeah.
ready for shit. I don't know. I guess it felt like such a long journey trying to get to this point of feeling like things are good. You know, there's an episode of The Bear, I don't know if you watched it, where Carmi is literally talking to Claire and he's saying to her, like, this is great. Like, this is like, you know, this is really great. But you can kind of see in his eyes this sense of like dread or preparing for things to kind of just like blow up, you know, whether it's by his own hand or things that just happen that are outside of his control. And I think that's something that I am just trying to shake as I, you know, move forward in my life. But again, that's something I've been so conditioned to. I don't know how you feel about that, dude.
You know, when I think about what you're saying, yes, it's almost like you're not used to things being working out for you, or not even just that, but you're not used to winning so bad, or the feeling of winning so bad that you almost have to look over your, like, behind your shoulder because something's looming that is there. I get that, but I don't give a fuck because sometimes if you have that fear, and I know that you have that fear, you don't really get to enjoy the good moments. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know.
There's nothing wrong in what you said. No, I completely agree that it's weird. I completely agree that the feelings and the emotions that we're feeling right now is almost foreign to us. But
Yeah.
because you're so scared of, like, okay, you almost anticipate defeat once again, that you don't really get to really, bask in the moments that which are good. I remember when I was living in Brooklyn, the best time of my life. The best time of my life. To say that now, arguably the best time of my life. right? But
Mhm.
when I was living in Brooklyn, it felt like my best years. And I remember it was doomed that we were gonna go separate. And I remember putting out a Instagram story that says, "The good times are now." You know what I'm saying? As a reminder
Yeah.
to be like, come on, like it's a blessing for things to feel good, for things to feel foreign. Let's not and miss the opportunity to enjoy and really feel it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Thanks, Gabe. I need to hear that. Again,
No.
like,
Are you being
no, dude,
sarcastic?
no,
You
no, no,
sound
no.
sarcastic.
I'm not being sarcastic.
Okay.
It's again, not overwhelmed. I feel like I'm trying to compose the words for you and for anyone listening right now. Just like grateful, very grateful for everything. Part of me always wonders if I feel like I've earned it. You know,
Like you
there's
deserve it, right? I hate that
yeah,
word,
that I
but that's the
deserve it,
word.
especially. And
Yeah.
I've learned over time to deal with like this sense of imposter syndrome that is always like kind of self-imposed by you, like by yourself. And whew, I mean, there are days that I feel good, and there's again past me versus current me is easy, like much easier at dealing or coping with that or handling it. But there are moments like now where I'm like, hmm, damn, have I earned it? Have I like done enough? But you're right. You have to take that for yourself. You have to claim that for yourself, right?
100%. That's why I'm so hype at the end of this year. It's like realistically, we only have like 2 months left on paper, 2 months left. And it's gonna be New Year's again and New Year's resolutions again. And it honestly felt like we did that like 2 days ago, episode ago, right? We just talked about that. But no, it has been almost a year, guys. So every single weekend is filled with joy and laughter and love, and most importantly, love, right? I'm just so excited. Nothing can stop me from enjoying these last 2 months. I just feel it. I feel it.
You bring that up, and I think back on like Christmases where I really was having like the best time of my life. And I like to associate memories with music. And one Christmas soundtrack that I'm particularly fond of
Oh, what
is
song?
the NSYNC Christmas soundtrack.
Mm.
And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays is a song that again, we think about like Nat King Cole, we think about Michael Bublé, but for me, one of the songs that I think of that I
Quintessential.
associate, yeah, quintessential, and of course, not understating Mariah Carey's like grand presence in Christmas time, but for me, this song is that feeling, that genuine innocent love for Christmas that I have, and it's nice. I'm looking forward to like listening to that soundtrack again and just queuing it up and feeling excited for Christmas. And yeah, just I guess all up in my feels right now. Just
A little bit.
happy, happy, anxious, excited, nervous, but feeling like things are actually kind of happening all at once,
Yeah.
and just being in the moment. But again, spend so much time trying to feel like you're playing it right and calculate every movement that you're doing. But sometimes it's just nice to be there present, and you don't have to always be so concerned about perfection. You just be happy to live and just do, regardless of whether it's like the perfect execution. Just do, right, man?
You know,
Sorry.
no, 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 no. That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. Because if there's a way, that's kind of why we're doing this. Because I feel like we're not going to have enough time to get all of the things that we want to say before the year is done. So then we have to kind of do this like behind the scenes bullshit. I have a lot of people coming up to us, and I know that like I never want to be that guy that like bigs up something that isn't actually big. We're not big guys. Like we only have 100 followers on Instagram. Like let's be fucking real about what we're doing here. I was never delusional in that. I always believed, and I still believe, that we could be something. Each and every one of us, whoever, our team, can actually do something meaningful, right? That is really in my heart. A really, really big contributor to that feeling of it feeling real was letting go of being that perfectionist. I have a fucking really, really stupid brain where if it's not up to my standards, or if it's not up to whatever type of standards there are, I'm not going to release it. I remember season
Mm.
one, we had a music track, we had all this other shit. We had like this graphic in the beginning, and yes, we were in our testing phase, but like we put those shits up because we just didn't have time. And for season 2, I kind of wanted it to give it like a real try by just releasing it the way it is. If there is no fucking song, I'm not gonna waste my time forcing it for them to be a fucking song. We're not gonna release it with a song. We're just gonna release it. Right. And there were some episodes where we did no editing whatsoever. And that was like one of the hardest things ever. Cause like, bro, you know, me and you can go all day back and forth about how difficult it is and how stupider we sound when the recording light is on, right? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, we're totally different guys when the camera's off, which is so weird. But, you know, it's just funny that people say that, like, oh, like, I feel like I've known you. And I'm like, but this is not always me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe I digress. But anyway, back to the point, you know, just releasing and not caring and just letting go of those little stupid perfectionist points in your brain that prevent you from releasing your content out there.
You know, we're always concerned about being our organic selves, but I do my best to try and hone it as much as possible. Can't help but be a little concerned about it, but that's the point of doing. And as I've also said before in previous episodes, progress, it happens over time. It's not something that you see immediate results. And as someone who always likes to reflect on things, it's easy to point out your own failures, your own mistakes, when you're supposed to also just take it as like the art, as like, you know, the process that you put into it.
Like why we did this even in the first place, for the love of talking to each other, right? You know, like it somehow like whenever you do something, it's almost inevitable that you have to feel like you have to follow the numbers and then the likes and the views and then the followers and shit like that. But you know, if you reconnect to why you did it in the first place and remind yourself of what that is, you know, actually talking together with my friend, then you know, kind of fall in love with it again.
Well, dude, you know, kind of going back on like a little history, it started really with us on Discord. I feel like one night we were just hanging out talking about games and we went down a rabbit hole, and that was the birth
of the idea.
Bro. Yeah. That was the birth of the idea. And, you know, here we are like I want to say at least 7 years. Oh, no, even longer if we're counting like Rivals, like the OG Rivals podcast. Actually, it's funny because I was trying to figure out what shirt I wanted to wear today, and I found my old Rivals shirt. But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Ankle came off.
The problem is,
I
haven't worn it in a while, and not that I'm fatter, or maybe I am, but I tried the shirt on, and I feel like it's so tight up in the shoulders now. You know, and I used to wear that shirt all the time, so it's a little worn
because you've been putting in work in the gym, bro.
Yeah, no, it's good. I feel like I actually have a proper excuse for it, but I tried wearing it earlier, and it was like, I mean, I could try it right now just for shits and giggles, just so you can see it on the podcast, and it'd just be like, Don, like the shirt's like literally bulging at your chest. Right? No, fuck it. I'll do it. This is like one of those like behind the scenes episodes.
This is the behind the scenes. This is for the true fans only. At this point, I definitely know that even if we don't say anything about the behind the scenes tracks, I know there's going to be a good handful out there that listen to the show on a weekly basis. Bro, you look good. It's tight as fuck though.
It's tight as fuck though. But I kind of miss this shirt. Also, I think I tossed in the dryer a little too much because, like, unfortunately, the text is kind of cracking over at like, you know, the mid area here. But I kind of like the shirt. I want to create or remake this shirt, obviously in a much more like comfortable edition. Again, it fits a little tight here, but you know, I look very fondly on this shirt here because this is, you know, kind of where it started. This is the beginning of this idea that we ran with and we continue to run with. And yeah, man, I thank you for reminding me of just putting out there like your work, your art, and not being so concerned about the perfection. I mean, I've also reminded you, I think we both have each other to keep ourselves in check in that way. But again, there are moments where I'm just like, damn, everything's going good. I should be ready for shit coming my way.
Yeah, like you almost expect to eat shit, right? What type of life is that? I can't believe that like there was a moment where someone like me thinking about myself where I would subscribe to that, but it was true.
Yeah, man. We our generation is so good at being, in survivor mode. And I hope not just for us, but for everybody that there's a day that we don't have to always be so concerned about shit hitting the fan or feeling like we always have to worry about something. I mean, life is always going to throw us like curveballs, but it would be nice to feel less concerned about what can go wrong and just be happy to be there and present.
Damn. It's a good one.
Shit, dude. So what do you have, I guess, lined up for the rest of the year aside from some parties and stuff like that?
Yeah, we have a party. Oh my God, Lord Jesus Christ. I think it might
Oh,
be.
dude, we came from a party. I feel like we've been creating our own parties or our own like
I know.
sense of FOMO the past like few weeks.
Naturally, I guess, because I don't really mean to do it, and things are packed week after week after week. I totally
Yeah.
underestimated the hecticness of that which is the upcoming holidays. Is there anything that I'm excited that's to come? See, that's a really, really good question, because I said that there is every single week something for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also think when you ask me, what is it exactly that I got lined up? Bro, I only have your birthday in my brain lined up. You obviously know Thanksgiving is there, which was always going to be there. Christmas is going to be there, which is always going to be there. New Year's, which is always going to be there. But is there anything specific outside of that? No. I'm just excited about how I'm going to feel during those moments. Okay? That's really describing my emotion right now for this week. It's not so much I am so excited for such and such event. The only one I'm really excited about is your birthday, because it's gonna be lit. I was like, I've been telling people like, yo, you got invited? What the fuck is wrong with you? I need you to come out on the 15th. Come on, yo, we gotta come out. It's gonna be the party of the year. Back to my point. Is there anything that I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to feeling warm. That is a thought, an emotion that keeps on getting brought up. I just gonna feel warm. Okay. What else is there? I'm gonna feel, off the top of my head, there is no other emotion but that. Okay. I don't know. It's just going to be a very, very good, pleasant, warm holiday season. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even trying to be cryptic about it. I'm just like the literal, when you're in bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're under the covers, you just woke up and you are so warm. That is the warmth that I'm talking about.
Like cozy warm. Like
cozy is the word.
Coziest of warms. Like,
Yes.
like you're worry free. And again, you're worry free. You don't have to wake up for anything and you're just in bed, and
you don't even have to be in bed. You don't even have to have the sheets on. You could literally be like out there, chest out, with the fucking fireplace on. That's warmth as well. You know what I mean? Yes. Something about soft furs on my feet in there. That feeling. I like that feeling. That's just what, that's what I was trying to say with how do I see myself in 10 years? When I tried to answer that question last week and I got lost for words. I just want to feel warm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's something that we all want to strive for. You want to feel worry-free. You want to feel taken care of. You want to feel like you've taken care of everything. You know what I'm saying? And you could really rest.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I know for a fact it's not going to be a restful 2 months. Hell no. It's going to be a lot of fucking work. Oh my God, Lord Jesus. Yes, it's going to be an insane amount of work. And I'm not just saying that lightly, but that thought never crossed my brain when I thought about the last 2 months. You know what I mean? I wasn't worried about it at all. So I'm anticipating warmth to come through. That's what's up.
What kind of warmth? Don't mind me. I'm being stupid. Yeah, man. No, this is the first. Oh yeah, and this is this is such an eventful year, and not that like not that other years weren't eventful too, but this would be the first time in a while that I would feel that the holidays are coming and there is something that I just am looking forward to, and just being surrounded by that feeling and not being worried about other things too. Just being able to enjoy Christmas like I used to do when I was like what 8, 9 years old and still believed in Santa Claus.
My
You know.
body aches for it. I know. Like my visualization, and I'm not going to be out here describing exactly what I'm visualizing, but my visualization has been so on point that I could think about New Year's. I can think about listening to the New Year's theme song. You know that theme song?
Hmm.
What's the name of that song? Do you know the name of that song?
No.
But you know which one I'm talking about, right? That song, man, I can imagine listening to that. I can imagine sending a couple texts in a
Old
certain
Lang
way.
Syne. That's what it is. Old Lang
Yeah.
Syne. Yeah, that's what it is.
Old
There you go.
Lang. Say it again clearly.
Old Lang Syne.
Old Lang Syne. Yo, unbelievable. I would have never guessed it. But I can imagine sending a couple texts a certain way. I can anticipate maybe getting a call. You know what I'm saying? And maybe getting a call when it is 12. Guys, for all the romance motherfuckers, for all the people who still believe in romance out there in the world, past 30 for real, for real. You know, when you were growing up in your 20s, you got a call from somebody, your friend almost, on New Year's, right? But for whatever reason, sometimes you might get a year where you don't get anyone to call you. It's a sad year. That's a sad shit year. That's happened to me. Okay. Not
Oh no,
many
dude, that's happened to
times,
me also. Yeah, yeah.
but this year, I'm going to get a call. I know it. I just feel it in the air. I just never been sure about something so, I don't know. You
It's
know
a
when I say that,
feeling.
when I say that? Yeah, I've
It's a
never
feeling.
been so sure about something that doesn't even exist yet, if that makes any sense.
You're just going on the feeling.
Sometimes you think about like, oh, you have high expectations and all of a sudden, oh, you got a rude awakening. This is not one of those times. It does not feel like that. It doesn't feel like delusion. This
Hmm.
feels like destiny. Believe this. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God. I don't know.
Oh man.
I'm being
Nah,
overly
dude.
dramatic.
I wouldn't say that. Again, I feel like the past few weeks have shifted for all of us in a really, really good way. Well, not just a few weeks, I just feel like also like the past couple of months, like, you know, doing things and just being so involved with our work and, our progress here. Like it's nice to have that feeling. Not many years have I had this opportunity to feel so much is going on, and again, being surrounded by good people and having things that I wasn't expecting to come into my life are actually coming into my life. It's a very reflective moment for me, you know. Yeah,
Yes.
shit, man.
Oh, bro. I think it was a good
Uh,
catch up, my friend. These behind the scene episodes don't have to be as long as an original episode. Our original intention was for Don and I to almost have like a combined journal, right? If that's the word, an audio journal. And the idea pooped out to be a podcast. And these episodes could kind of be a real vision of how it is to hang out with us. Not to say that your regular scheduled episodes are not that. They definitely are that. But I think this is like when you get to another level of being somebody's friend. This is a different, like, this is a little bit closer than that. So, yeah, man, if you're out here, mad love to you, Don.
I'm not quite done yet,
All right,
kind of
no, no, no,
thinking,
no, no. We don't have to cut. We don't have to cut. I'm just
yeah.
saying. I just thought that you would like to say something after that.
For many years, I've never been fond of putting myself in front of the camera. I've taken plenty of photos, plenty of videos, and never was one to put myself in front of the camera. And this is like a really cool opportunity. Put myself outside of my normal comfort zone. It's exciting. It's terrifying. Specifically for me, sometimes again makes me uneasy because like I see my own ticks and I see all of like my imperfections, but
Scares me all the time.
it scares me all the time just seeing like just but you have to put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there. And these are one of the things that have been very also transformative for me because I can finally do so in a way that also feels organic. Like people don't really get to see this side of me, the way that we actually present it now. We always are concerned about keeping it polished and also trying to flesh out the best conversations. And at the same time, this is also me too. This is still very much me in its grand form. And I'm glad to be able to do this. I'm glad to be able to have, you dawned upon me this idea that this is actually also like a visual and audio journal for us and for ourselves specifically.
Yes.
If I were to reflect on any photos that I put up on like social media, there's not a lot of them. There isn't a lot, in general. I've always been very camera shy in that regard. And this is nice to be able to put that out there for other people to see and for me to see as well. If anything, it's taught me to not be afraid of like, not just taking photos and videos of other people and family and everything, but also just being able to put yourself in there because you're part of it. You can't always just be the fly on the wall because at the same time, you're part of that experience. So yeah, just taking it all in. That's how it feels like right now, right?
Especially now that we've been a little bit more consistent with uploading stuff on the internet, and we've been getting a little bit better, like editing it out and like showing it to everybody. And in that process, like, every day when you release something every day, it's like you're almost putting yourself, we all put our faces out there every single day. This project is like an extension of ourselves in a way. For sure. It's not even in a way. It's 100% an extension of ourselves. It's been especially surprising the kinds of reactions that we're getting, especially in person. Oh my goodness. Like I never thought. Don will sometimes say, oh, like you're so natural when it comes to speaking, or say something like in a sense of that. But I get that comfortability knowing or assuming that no one's actually listening. So then I can really, really be myself. It makes me comfortable to be myself. But in these past few weeks, every time we've been going out, someone brings it up. And I love it. I love it. I'm not saying don't bring it up. I love it. Yes. But it reminds me that like, oh, they're actually listening. Like they actually, and it's not even just like, oh yeah, we know about the show or we know about the whatever. Like they pick out specific shit that I said. And I'm like, damn, I said that. Like, and it makes me almost, I said in the last 2 episodes, I felt like I was digressing. I had to edit more of my stuff. And I don't know. It's just, I've been, I guess, a little bit, I feel like the microscope is on top of me right now. I'm sure it's like that for everyone, not just me. It has been a little bit of a nerve-wracking process that I haven't actually gotten used to. I'm not used to that feeling of actually being out, I don't know. Is that weird? Is that weird for me to say?
Really?
Yeah, because I know, like you say, you have that reaction right now. Really? Oh, don't get me wrong, bro. And I'll make a really, really easy analogy. You probably said it all the time in all of these fucking episodes that I could sing, right? And okay, maybe I can, or maybe I cannot. But regardless of that fact, that whenever I have the mic in my hand and I have to sing, I'm scared as fuck. Okay? And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. That's part of the whole mechanism, which allows me to do what I gotta do. Is it not true? Is it true that I'm fucking scared? Yes, I'm fucking nervous all the time.
Quick aside, I do apologize if I put you on blast a lot.
No, I love it.
Like
I told somebody recently, like, oh, I feel like I'm being interrogated. And all of a sudden he's like, okay, we can stop. And I go, no, I love this shit. It's like weird.
No, I don't want to put like, put you in an uncomfortable. Well, okay, like let me try to figure out the proper phrasing for it. I hope me putting you on blast because I'm beaming with pride doesn't, make you feel awkward or a certain type of way.
No,
it's what you say is something that I also cope with and deal with all the time. I think at some point, despite, you're leading up to that moment of just, going for it and putting yourself out there. And, the thing that rings in my head is just stop thinking. I am so guilty of overthinking all the time.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, and again, even in the beginning of this episode, even though we did, you know, address that this is pretty much like a BTS episode, we're not like airing it like a normal podcast episode.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that was still thinking so much about what I should be saying or what I should be doing. And yeah, it's just a reminder that be in the moment. Don't be so fussed about like what's to come or what's to happen. Just be able to relish in it and enjoy it. Like just grab that mic and start belting out, whether or not you're on key or completely like off the walls, like tone deaf. It's gotta be there.
Yesterday, I've never heard you sing like that. You went out there beyond belief. No bullshit,
Really?
guys. For real, for real. You were next to me, right? You were to my left, and I heard
Mhm.
whoever was singing was going so all out. It couldn't even comprehend in my brain that the sound that I was hearing is from Dawn. No way in hell is that sound right now that I'm listening to coming from Dawn. No fucking way. And then I looked at your eyes. I was like, holy fuck. It's crazy. I've never seen that before out of you, bro. Pause.
That's good. Well, I like to keep people guessing. Never let them know your next move. Yeah, man. Well, also total. So you bring that up. It was Total Eclipse of the Heart, I think.
Yeah.
That's
my God.
actually. I think about karaoke songs that are really, really good, and Total Eclipse of the Heart, I think, is a really powerful belting song. And whether or not you're really good at singing it or anything, it's just such a very passionate song, and it really goes up into these like deep, like vocal moments that anyone can sing to. Yeah.
Don't get me
It's-
wrong. I love my ballads, guys. I love my ballads. But these last couple karaoke times, I have been becoming defeated. I have been literally losing my voice mid session. And yesterday's session was only like an hour, Lord mercy. So I'm like, wow, my endurance is going to shit. I have to stop vaping or something. I don't know. But yeah, man. Oh my goodness. That
It was a
song
good
that you
power
said.
hour.
Yo, yeah. That song that you said, tough song. I wasn't even following. I wasn't even attempting it.
It was a good power hour. I have learned now to enjoy a power hour karaoke. It's funny. We talk about bold moments in dating, right?
Oh, Lord
And
mercy.
yeah, no, I got to bring this up because like
Tell me
I
what's
think-
up. Tell me what's up. I'm here for it.
No, like I always forget the things that I do. Even talking with other people, especially with one of our upcoming guests, like,
Okay.
she was asking and was like a little nervous, about like forgetting what to talk about or remembering what you're supposed to talk about, right? And just reflecting on things that you've done.
On the show or dating?
Just in overall.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna try to segue into dating, right? But yeah, like I have a really bad tendency to forget the things that I've done or accomplished or like have done. And I would just kind of remember it out of the blue and I'd tell you and you'd be genuinely surprised by that. And that's happened often, especially thinking about the podcast. Our early episodes was us going through these motions of trying to reflect on the week. And sometimes I don't really know what to say. It's just like, oh, whatever. Like, just work. And then I'll remember like one episode I talked about meeting Alex Portera's, trainer.
Yeah.
And that was like kind of a cool thing to reflect on. So I bring this up because we're talking about karaoke. We're about to enter the room. And
Mhm.
you said to me, I don't think I've ever gone with a group so small before.
And,
I
and
said
which
to you-
which is wrong. I did go to a one that was small. Literally, I think you said it was a week ago, or was that not 2 weeks ago?
Well, that was like 2 weeks ago. But this one was a very, like, this is even leaner, if you would. Because that one was, I think, at least 6 or 7 people. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
6 or 7
5, 6.
people.
Yeah,
What are
there's
you
7, so-
talking about?
Yeah, no. So the one with like Mel a few weeks ago was 7 people.
Oh yeah, I
This
wasn't
one
even
was-
talking about that. I wasn't even talking
Yeah.
about that. The week
Which one were you-
before, a week before this karaoke that we went to yesterday.
Oh yeah, the one that you
I
were
went to
at,
another
the one that I
one.
was not at.
Yeah, was the same
yeah.
number. Was the same number. That's what I was
Yeah, that
saying.
was the same number, pretty much. But yeah, like I bring that up because you said, you said like, "Oh, I haven't been with such like a small like group of
Yes.
people before," and I said, "Oh, dude, I've done even smaller. I took someone out on a date there."
Ah, yes, I forgot you told me that. I forgot you told me that. This motherfucker took somebody out on a karaoke date one on one. Lord God.
I didn't
Um,
realize that was such a bold thing. Yeah, I mean, I digress, but I had the cojones to ask her, be like, "Hey, you want to just do karaoke with me?" And we did it in K Town, and it was like a really fun experience. Trust me, putting myself out a of my normal comfort zone, and now I'm a lot more able to be present and completely get rid of like my own personal demons. But that was still at a time where I was like just putting myself out there and taking risk and you know shooting my shot. But
you have balls because I don't know if I could do it. That's really how I felt. Like, could I take someone out on a karaoke date? Now, after the fact, in hindsight, yes, I could. And I probably will at later. But would I
yeah,
ever thought about
boy.
whatever I've thought about it on my own? Hell no. Hell no, hell no. So yeah, you really put me on some shit. Maybe we'll see it happen before the end of
I
the year.
I hope that gives you an idea of what is capable, and especially with someone with your tool set and your skill set available, like I feel like you basically could just come in like Neo and just like swoon her over.
If my girl knew that I could sing and she was the one that suggested it, like, oh my God, let's go to a karaoke bar, I'd be like, okay, fine, fine, fine. But it just feels a little weird that like I would suggest going to a karaoke bar. For you, I guess it kind of makes a little bit more sense because there's that cute factor. But you know, if she already knows that I could sing and I suggest the karaoke bar, she's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this prick,
This
dude?" Like,
guy's
you know
got
what
an
I mean?
ego.
This guy's a show off. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Shit, 2018 Dawn had some moves. I gotta think about like
Yeah,
I have to
tenacity.
I have to think about that tenacity again and
You get to get
that
back there once
ballsiness.
again.
No,
Yeah.
no, current me still has that tenacity. I just never realized that that was such also a power move. And for those who are listening, feel free to tell me otherwise. Like,
Let me
you
ask
know,
you some
but
bullshit though. Let me ask you before we
yeah,
move on. You feel like you're still here, dude.
yeah,
When you went to the karaoke bar with her, you got a room, yes.
yeah.
Did you? What was the first song? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Don't remember. But
Was she
we
the
were go
first one to sing, or were you the first one to sing?
I think
It
she
must be
was
you.
I think it was me who sang first. I think. I've taken someone out, you know, like literally got like a second camera and gave it to them and said, "Hey, we're gonna go out on like a photo walk." And then that's another thing too.
I
Just
could see that. I
fun
could see
little
that for you. That's yes shit.
yeah. Let's see. Axe throwing is a fun thing, but yeah, karaoke is kind of cool. There you're able to show your confidence whether or not you're completely good at it, but that's a wow factor.
Especially
Yeah.
if she loves music and you
Mhm.
guys have shared music taste, that would be a really, really cool date. But like if you guys don't have mix and match, it might not be the best of all ideas. You never know. It's still a good date. I would have to say, regardless of that.
Yeah, and you're also kind of ripping each other out of your respective comfort zones. Just reflecting on it, you're also in a safe space because if that person is willing to put themselves out there in a contained room between you two and she's able to kind of show that side of her, then you're in a comfort zone while also being out of your comfort zones. It's like 3D or 4D level chess here.
It's like you are sharing I forget the term, but you're sharing in a moment of embarrassment. So like it doesn't matter who's good or not. But no, I would disagree because if I took somebody out there on a karaoke date
Giving
and
you
then she could
ideas.
not sing, I'd be like, this bitch can't sing. Like no way. Like, okay. She might have because honestly, sometimes, and I'm sure all the people who are, I'm not saying it's just Gabe, all the singers out there for real. You sing a karaoke song and everyone else shuts the fuck up, you know what's up. Like, it's like it sucks because like we want everyone to sing, but for whatever reason, they think you're just so good that like they stop singing along with you. It's fucked up.
That's why you gotta choose duets, my guy.
Yeah. Oh man, I was just revitalized with a duet that I did recently, and it brought me back. It brought me back. I was like,
A
wow,
whole
like
new
that's just
world.
That's one of them. That's one of them. There's
What's the
many a
other one?
duets. I forget the name. Forget the name. But you're being oddly specific right now, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
I am just reflecting on last night because last night was something that happened, and yeah, like the selection of songs, we were just shooting anything out into the ether, whatever I could literally pull up on my phone and just ping and then have everyone sing. But yeah, it was like you, me, yeah, like you and me and my cousin like sing like 90% of the songs last night. It was really fun. Um,
I mean, you couldn't. We had to sing all the songs, almost close to 100%, because there's only four fucking people. So it's like, what's
yeah,
going on here? I will say this though, and it almost brings it back to the shit that we were talking about in the beginning, where I get a little bit nervous naturally for posting the stuff about the podcast, thinking about what potentially how girls feel about that.
mm,
It's not a stupid idea. It's not a stupid thought
mhm.
because we always say having your IG is almost like that's your digital footprint. It's a representation of you. It's like
Yeah.
your social resume. You can tell if somebody's a loser or if somebody's the shit on it. And whenever I post that thank you for reminding me of that. Like why does that make me feel weird? I kind of think in this way of like, oh, what do the girls think about this? That is like a little bit insider on my brain. I'm not saying it to prove a point or nothing. I'm just saying it because that's how
No,
I
you're
think,
you're you're
you
being
know?
conscious and considerate of your audience here.
Yeah. Like if I like a girl too, like if there's a girl that I'm like crushing or whatever, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh shit, like I'm gonna have to post this stupid ass reel. I'm gonna look like a goddamn dumb idiot. Oh, like damn, I shouldn't have cursed so much on this reel. Like maybe I should blurt that over there. Like, it's just like a real emotion that does pop up and it's in the reality of the experience.
No, that's genuine. I think that all the time, especially with when we put up our reels, and I don't want to ever make people feel like, "Oh man, this Don's talking again. Oh god, I'm getting tired of like hearing his voice." No, yo,
That's
and that's just
crazy.
that's yeah, no, but and I say that because
I think that
I
too.
like to leave. I like to leave an air of mystery to myself, maybe a little bit too much. You know,
I feel
get
like
like
you need
peeking
more
into
airtime. We need more Don up in the Instagram for real,
So
for real.
peeking into my psyche, not that I'm super private, but especially with like my Instagram and like more recent years, I haven't really posted much on my page. But that's also something that I think reflects everyone. We don't really post a lot of new stories, or well, not new stories, but new posts. I put a lot of my stories because they're going to be there for a brief moment in time. I know people are going to see it, and then at some point it's going to disappear into the ether. You brought up something that I thought about where, especially for those like the girls like you like, or that girl you like, right? And I think about the girl I like, right? And I like to keep this air of mystery thing, like, I just gotta keep myself like cool and calm and collected because that's how you have to carry yourself. And when I put up stories and, you know, our reels, especially, I sometimes feel like it's a break in that mystery. In the same vein, you shouldn't be so concerned about, like, if they're about you, they're about you, you know? I don't know. The whole dating game, I feel like there's always this like push and pull about like how much you want to put out there. Oh, you should have an air of mystery. It's it's complicated, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. And I sometimes think to myself, I kind of hope she looked at that reel and liked it. At the same
Yeah.
time, yeah, I know. Like I'm a sucker for it too. It's just finding
Did
this
you look
happy
at
medium
the
of
did
like
you watch my story?
feeding and trying to like maybe like entice that person, but at the same time not giving enough that they'll want to know what's up with me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I hope she looks at this stuff.
You're so stupid, bro. Oh man. It's good to talk to you and catch up a bit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We not that we won't have moments like this, moving forward, but it's nice to have a chance to do this, especially seeing that things are going to be shifting in the future. And I'm looking forward to that shift, but I'll always be grateful for this time, this like, again, sandboxing and being able to experiment, try some things that didn't work, but we're at least willing to embark on it. And I'm excited for what's to come with, our future edition with the team. And then a year from now, we get to talk and have that same reflection as it gets bigger and bigger and evolves into something else. And these are these episodes where I get to be a little bit more raw and a little bit more vulnerable about myself. Like I can be like that often, especially in
Yeah.
episodes. I like to kind of put some hot takes, but I'm especially happy to be able to share a little bit of my psyche and my fears, my aspirations, my concerns, and my hopes.
I wasn't originally thinking that I was going to release this episode, but I feel like we should.